everyone, it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to be bringing you along with me to show you how I prepare for a new school semester. So these are things that I would be doing regardless of whether or not I was filming, but it's really the foundation for how I stay organized and productive and motivated throughout the entire semester. So I am a junior at the University of Texas at Austin, and I am a radio, TV, film major and a business minor. So of course be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. All right, so the very first thing that I do each and every semester is actually print out all of my syllabuses or syllabi, however you say it. So at this point I'll actually go through and read the syllabus, highlight anything that's important, and really get a good rundown of exactly what every class is and what's expected of me. I will also assign each class a color. This year I'm actually only in 4 classes, so I only have 4 colors to pick. So for my classes I have picked pink, green, blue, and yellow. And then I'll go through and read and highlight the syllabus in that color. One of the biggest things that I struggled with when I got into college is how quickly your classes are changing. You're in a class for a few months and then you have completely new classes, and to me it was kind of hard to keep track of exactly what every class was and when assignments were due, blah blah blah. So as I'm reading through each of the syllabus, I add myself a little cheat sheet, and so what I'll do is I will say, for example, my RTF 308 class has a weekly discussion every Sunday, or a weekly quiz that is open note, and that's also due on Sunday, and there's 2 to 3 lectures and 2 to 3 readings, 1 screening, and no tests. And that for me really just helps me if I am starting to get my classes confused. Especially this semester, I have 3 classes that are very similar to each other, so it really helps me to make sure that I know what assignments are belonging to each class. And so this, I probably only will use this for the first week or so of class, but for now it's really helpful. All right, so then one of the biggest things that I love with each of the syllabuses, and quite frankly, I've never had a class that doesn't have this, but if you go to the very end of your syllabus, most teachers have what's called either a semester schedule or a class schedule. And these are really awesome. So this is 2 different types from professors, is that they'll give a week by week rundown of exactly what you're covering in that class and exactly what is due that week. So at this point, what I do is I actually take this class schedule and put it into a little plastic sheet protector, and then that actually goes into a file folder so I can access it whenever I need it. So for me personally, I really love having my syllabus on paper, so it's here, it's right here at my desk when I need it. I've tried keeping them on my laptop before, but I feel like if I'm, busy doing something and I have to close my windows out and pull up a syllabus and scroll and blah 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 blah, it's so much easier just to have it here in a sheet protector, literally right at arm's reach. I don't have to do anything special, just like that. Plus it means that there's no excuse for me to not read my syllabus, which is really important. So then what I can do is I can take each of these syllabi and put them into my little file folder here. And then let's say in a few days from now, I need to check when my finance quiz is, right? I can literally come over here, find my finance one, and check it really quickly and put it back. So the next thing I'm going to show you is probably the most important thing that I do. If you didn't do anything that I told you, I would definitely recommend that you do this. So I'm actually going to create a separate Google Calendar for every one of my classes. So this is something that I started doing about a year ago, and it's actually changed the way that I plan my week and time manage. So this is my screen right now. It looks very sad, but when you go over here, you're actually going to want to add a new calendar. So you can go to settings, and then you can go to add calendar, and you're going to want to create a new one. Then what you do is I actually go through, and every single due date on here is I make sure that I transfer the due date from the syllabus into the calendar. And so what I really love about Google Calendar is that you can actually keep the same colors throughout. So let's say for this class, I chose green. Everything in my calendar for that class is gonna stay green. So first we have development of film and media, and then we'll do digital media platforms is pink. Then we got finance, and finally we have intro to sound. So because my classes are online this semester, there are quite a few times that I have to be on Zoom calls. So what I've done is I've actually created another calendar down here called Zoom University. So I really like to put all of the Zooms in a separate calendar because after a few weeks or so, I've pretty much memorized them and I don't like them to be cluttering up my calendar. So if I want to, I can just come here and turn them off, just like that. Having a Google Calendar on my phone and my laptop for me was so much better than having a physical planner. I did a physical planner probably from 6th grade all the way until my freshman year of college. But then I started realizing that if I have a little book like this and I have to carry it around all the time, if I lose a little book, my world will end, right? So I really started to move everything to be digital so that I will never ever have that problem again. All right, so the final component to organizing my entire school life is something called Google Keep. I started using it about a year ago and I absolutely love it. So I use Google Keep for my weekly to-do list. So when you get to Google Keep, it looks something like this, and you can create a note and actually make check boxes, and you can change the color, and you can do all sorts of really fun things. So for me, because I have 4 classes, I created 4 different notes here, and of course I am keeping with my same colors. So, and then what I'll do is I'll put everything that I need to do for the week. So for finance here, I know I need to review Unit 1 and begin Unit 2, and you can check these off as you finish. So with Google Keep, at the beginning of the week, what I'll do is I'll look at my syllabus as well as my calendar and do a really nice long to-do list of everything that I have to do that week for that class. All right, so one of the last things that I do is actually figure out how I will be taking notes for each of my classes. Starting my sophomore year of college, I stopped taking a lot of paper notes and started taking notes on Quizlet. Now there are some classes that I will continue to take paper notes. For example, last semester I was in accounting and this semester I'm in finance. In that case, so for finance, my color is yellow for finance. So what I'll actually do is grab my yellow notebook and just keep the same color throughout. But for classes that I don't need to take physical notes, I actually set up a separate class on Quizlet. So over here in the corner, you can see that I've actually created separate classes for each of my things. I have a couple left over from last semester, but I'll show you how I did it. So last semester I was in marketing, and you can see every chapter I just made a new study set. So here was chapter 15. I would just take my notes as usual. Plus Quizlet has a lot of like really fun games and really cool strategies to help you learn the material. So something else that's really cool is that if you have Canvas, Canvas actually allows you to color code your classes. So if you look here, I have my 4 classes here are all color coded and matching my calendar and matching my Google Keep. So another thing that I love to do and really saves a lot of time is actually making sure that I am bookmarking everything that I could possibly bookmark. One of my classes actually has a Discord, so I have and my class that I meet regularly in to the lecture on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have a link to the lab on Friday. So I don't have to go and find those links, I can just come here and click on them. So at this point, this is where I start thinking of the actual physical space that I will be sitting in. So of course, all of my classes are online this year, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time sitting at my desk, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes. So of course, if I'm sitting here, I want to make sure that my desk looks beautiful and I enjoy spending some time here. So my desk setup here is actually pretty simple. Just have my file folder here with my syllabus if I need them. I just have some knickknacks. I have my plants, my camera for Zoom calls, and then I have a couple candles. Excuse the wire mess, but I actually also last semester bought a second monitor because I've noticed that if I'm in a Zoom class, it's so much easier to watch the lecture up here and take notes on my laptop. And of course, in front of me, I have a lot of photos, of my family and my friends, and then a clock. So there's really not much else that I do. I think the biggest thing for me is just making sure that I'm really consistent with color coding and making sure that I'm keeping my calendar and my to-do lists up to date. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. Of course, if you have any more tips, be sure to leave them down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!